सेकंड रो में चक्के सेकंड रो में हाँ देखो second row, man. Second one.
Good morning, everyone. Please stand, if you're able, as the Holyoke Community College Band performs the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. You may be seated. Holyoke Community College acknowledges that our institution and community inhabit land that was once and still is the homeland of Indigenous peoples. The area commonly known as New England was, at the time of first contact with Europeans, the homelands of millions of Native peoples whose numbers were reduced by European diseases, warfare, and unscrupulous land acquisitions. We honor the earlier inhabitants of the Connecticut River Valley, the Pecumtuck, the Nonotuck, the Orinoco, and the Agawam, among others. We acknowledge the surviving Native nations, which include the Nipmuc, the Wampanoag, the Mohegan, the Pequot, the Mohican, and the Abenaki. The college community must go beyond a statement alone to reconcile this history. We pledge to maintain respect for Indigenous peoples. We are committed to increasing college-wide programming that informs and educates our community about Native contemporariness, histories, cultures, and sovereignty. HCC's Land Acknowledgement Statement is a living document to living cultures. And now we will welcome Dr. Timmons to the podium.
Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. There we go. There we go. Good morning, members of the Holyoke Community College Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, honored guests, friends and family of our graduating class. And good morning and congratulations to the class of 2025. I would like to begin by recognizing our esteemed platform guests. Please rise as your name is called. Members of the Holyoke Community College Board of Trustees, including Interim Chair Vanessa Smith, Holyoke Community College Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Sherelle W. Mathis. Representing the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, Dr. Robert Awkward. Representing the Massachusetts House of Representatives, Patricia Duffy. Representing the faculty and staff, the College Advisory Council President, Dr. Jason Maurice. Our Elaine Mera Faculty Chair, Dr. Elizabeth Chobra. Our student presenter, speaker, and performers, Alex Casaban, Isa Rose Sophia Ramos, Michaela Nelson, and this year's Distinguished Service Award winners, Kermit Dunkelberg, accepting for Suzanne Kavanaugh, Kate Smith, accepting for David Gadare, Gary Rohn, and Trudy Munson, who is also here representing the ACC Alumni Association in the class of 1997. As I look at all of you today, I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of pride. Today is so much more than a ceremony marking the end of your academic journey at Holyoke Community College. This is a celebration of your dedication, your resilience, and your remarkable growth. Members of the class of 2025, do you know sitting amongst you are graduates from more than 60 different cities and towns, as well as graduates from Brazil, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Pakistan, Russia, Trinidad and Tobago, and Ukraine. And you also range in age from 18 to 66. You're never too old to learn. Many of you balance full-time jobs while pursuing your education, while others raise families while studying late at night, Many of you overcame personal obstacles that once seemed insurmountable, yet you are here. You persevered, you succeeded, and that deserves the most heartfelt recognition and round of applause. During your time at HCC, you've been immersed in an environment that champions certain fundamental values. May you always remain true to these values that define us at Holyoke Community College. Innovation, collaboration, trust, inclusion, kindness. These aren't just words on a mission statement. No, these are principles that I hope that have become woven into the fabric of who you are as graduates of this institution and how you will move in this world beyond HCC. I know that you're stepping into a world that often feels uncertain. It can seem daunting, but I want you to take comfort and remain confident in the fact that you can and will navigate these challenges ahead. How do I know this? I'm glad you asked. Because you've already proven yourselves capable of rising to any occasion. The same determination that brought you to this moment will carry you forward. Remember that uncertainty is not a barrier, it's an invitation to growth. The skills you developed here, resilience, adaptability, critical thinking, these are the tools needed to thrive in times of change. When faced with obstacles, draw strength from knowing you overcome challenges before. Your HCC experience has equipped you not just with knowledge, but with the fortitude to transform uncertainty into opportunity. Remember, this is just the beginning of your journey. There will be twists and turns, unexpected detours, and new paths you never imagined taking. But again, you're capable. The education you received here has prepared you, not just with knowledge, but with the critical thinking skills and adaptability needed for whatever comes next. Now, none of us reaches a milestone like this alone. So today, I want to express my deepest gratitude to those who helped make Holyoke Community College experience so special and who helped our graduates and our students thrive. Our dedicated faculty who bring the knowledge and passion to the classroom every day. Our committed staff who provided the support services essential to student success. Our community of alumni who continue to represent HCC with distinction. Our generous donors whose contributions make so many of our programs possible. And of course, the family and friends who have supported each graduate through the late night study sessions, moments of doubt, and now, this remarkable achievement. I'd like to share a brief moment that truly captures what makes HCC Community College such a special, special place. During spring break this year, I was walking through the nearly empty halls on campus, and I noticed a student sitting in the student lounge playing a video game. And I stopped to chat, connect, and was curious about why were you here during the break? And he told me, President Timmons, this place has always felt like a sanctuary to me. No matter what's happening in my life, I know I can come here and feel welcome. This moment reminded me of something foundational and unique about an HCC education. It's not just about a classroom, but about creating spaces where people feel they belong. As you leave HCC, I hope you will carry with you this sense of belonging and create it for others wherever your path leads. To our graduates, as you move forward this day, remember that your connection to HCC is lifelong. You will always be part of our community. We will celebrate your successes, we will support you through your challenges, and we will always welcome you back. The relationships you built here today, they don't end. They just simply enter a new chapter. In closing, I want you to look around at your fellow graduates, at the faculty who taught you, and at the loved ones who supported you. This moment belongs to all of you. Carry it with you. Let it remind you of what you're capable of. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We can't wait to see where your journey takes you next. Thank you again, and congratulations. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest from the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education, Assistant Commissioner of Academic Effectiveness, Dr. Robert Hockworth.
Good morning, Holyoke Community College. Buenos dias. I bring you greetings from Dr. Noe Ortega, Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education. It is always great for me to be in the 413, and especially with Holyoke. I love community colleges. Before I came to the Department of Higher Education, I was a professor of business administration at Middlesex Community College, so I'm always at home at community colleges. It appears Holyoke and I have a destiny. Although I used to come to Holyoke for many years to attend meetings of the ANCOA team, a statewide meeting for institutional assessment leaders, however, my engagement increased when I joined the NECHI team, that's the folks who oversee education throughout our region, the accreditors, that conducted a site visit and members of the DHE served as observers on NECHI teams. This one was conducted virtually when that was de rigueur. Since assessment was an area that NECHI highlighted, I ensured when Chris Choliva assumed responsibility for assessment, I spent time bringing her up to speed on all things assessment and serving as a resource to her, a role I continue with Rebecca Townsend today. Then, because of my growing involvement with Holyoke, then Commissioner Santiago, predecessor for the current commissioner, asked me to serve on the Presidential Search Committee that resulted in the selection of Dr. George Timmons. Of course, we didn't know it was going to be Dr. Timmons when we began. However, it was an excellent process that resulted in 4 outstanding candidates. I recall then that the then board chair saying we had made their work harder by giving them 4 outstanding candidates. I believe we on the selection committee all felt really good about that. That, of course, then led to my being asked to represent Commissioner Ortega at the presidential investiture for Dr. Timmons. I was delighted to do so because I was happy that he had been the one selected to serve as president. Even by Zoom, we felt Dr. Timmons had a special quality about him that would lead to him being an excellent president, in addition to his deep and broad knowledge of higher education and community colleges. And the connection continues. Among my responsibilities, I lead our statewide initiative to advance and deepen the utilization of open educational resources across our public higher education system. This is a big deal for the students and for the parents of the students who are here. Holyoke has been engaged in this effort, working with librarian Jennifer Adams through its participation in the $1.3 million 3-year Rotel federal grant. Rotel stands for Remixing Open Textbooks Through an Equity Lens. Holyoke was one of 6 institutions that served in this consortium statewide. We have completed the planned outcomes for this grant, which resulted in producing 27 inclusive, accessible, and culturally relevant textbooks, 12 of which are STEM related. 3 of those textbooks were written by Holyoke faculty. Yes, I'm gonna mention who they are because they deserve being noted. One textbook was called Overweight Bodies, Real and Imagined by Sarah Gilliman, who has received an OER Faculty Award from the DHE. Children, Families, Schools, and Communities, written by Joan Giovanni. And finally, Shared Voices, An Introduction to Cultural Anthropology, co-written by Vanessa Martinez of Holyoke, Demetrios Brilas of Framingham State. These 3 books have been adopted by faculty in Massachusetts around the country. It's a big deal. For parents and guests attending today, Open Educational Resources, or OER, is quite significant. This is one of the strategies that the DHE has undertaken to reduce the cost of public higher education. Textbook costs are the 3rd highest for students after tuition and room and board. And textbook costs have increased over 1,000% since 1977, faster than tuition, healthcare, and housing. And our efforts to increase the utilization of no-cost, including OER and low-cost textbooks, have resulted in saving our students statewide $21.5 million in fiscal year 24. That's a lot of money. That's based on 20% of course sections using no and low-cost textbook, up 33% from fiscal 23. Yet OER not only saves students money and provides faculty additional teaching and learning resources, in fiscal 24 it also resulted in lower DFW rates, and by that I mean students receiving the grade D, F, or withdrawing from the course. OER has led to lower DFW rates across all demographics as opposed to low cost and traditional textbooks. And I mean all demographics, race, ethnicity, gender, Pell eligibility. It's a home run. And this effort is simply another way that the Healy-Driscoll administration has worked to provide pathways to ensure that so many of you are here today and more to follow by making community college free. The Healy-Driscoll administration understands we must invest in our students in order to ensure that you not only get into higher education, but that you persist and complete in order to join our workforce and become an active participant in our democracy, as over 70% of our students who attend public institutions of higher education in our state remain in our state after graduation. So that is indeed why we are here today, to celebrate each of you and your resilience, your drive, and determination to overcome whatever stood in your way to complete your education so that you may become an active participant in our knowledge-based workforce. Many of you not only attended classes successfully, but you did so while working, raising families, and taking care of aging parents. That's what each of you brought to this equation, along with an assist from faculty, staff, friends, and family. Some of you will leave here and immediately join the workforce with your newfound knowledge and skills, but don't stop now. Complete your educational journey, because your lifetime income will be even greater with a 4-year degree than a 2-year degree. We certainly have many wonderful 4-year institutions here in the 413, some of which many of you will be going on to attend. And we will continue to be right there with you, cheering you on, because your success is all of our success. Godspeed on this, your happy day. May you continue to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thank you. That was an awkward move.
No pun on words there. Thank you, Dr. Awkward. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium our Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Sherelle Mathis.
Like I'm looking down just to be careful because I would follow right behind Bob. What's up, HCC community? I know it's a little bit of a rainy day, but I think our graduates have waited a very long time for this day to come. So I'm gonna say it one more time. What's up, HCC community? Those of you who know me, you know that commencement is my favorite day of the entire academic year. It brings me tremendous joy, pride, and admiration to witness the successful journey of our soon-to-be HCC graduates. I want to underscore to you that HCC is honored that you chose us. There are 14 other community colleges you could have chosen, but you chose us to be the place where you have thrived and shined very brightly. I want you to know that we are your advocates, working to provide an enriching learning environment and creating a sense of belonging for you to show up as you are, while we support and embrace you as the person you are. HCC is and will always be a safe place for everyone. It truly is the most rewarding work that we do here at the college. I want you to know that once you made the life-impacting decision to walk through the doors of Holyoke Community College on your very first day, I know that may seem a while ago, but on your very first day, you became an essential part of our community. And I really want to stress the word our, because without all of you, the graduates, the family, the friends, the faculty, the staff, the administrators, without all of you, we would not be who we are. You are the community, and you have been my community for the almost last 4 years. That makes us Holyoke Community College. So thank you and congratulations to the class of 2025. So I am pleased to welcome Representative Pat Duffy to present greetings from the Great and General Court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. I want to thank Dr. Awkward for showing me the way, because believe me, I would be the one to trip, so. To President Timmons, the trustees, faculty, staff, the distinguished members of the platform party, parents, grandparents, and especially the graduates of the Holyoke Community College class of 2025. Good morning. My name is Patricia Duffy. I am the state representative for the 5th Hampden District, and as was noted, on behalf of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, please allow me to extend congratulations and best wishes from the Great and General Court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I represent Holyoke in the House, and thus it's my incredible privilege to represent Holyoke Community College. Thank you for the honor of asking me to join with you and your families as we celebrate your accomplishment. It means so much for me to be here because we here in Massachusetts, we believe in the power of education and the power of community colleges. We're striving to make this education as affordable and accessible as possible so that anyone can make the investment that you've just made in yourselves and your future. I'm confident that your education and time at HCC will serve you well, and you should be confident too. You should be confident and proud. You've worked hard to earn something that can never be taken away from you. It's a foundation upon which you can build anything you desire. The possibilities for you are endless, and that's because this institution, Holyoke Community College, is about opening doors and broadening horizons. I'm so proud to represent this school, and now all of you. You're all my constituents. You've taken this bold step to invest in your education. Now believe in yourself and make the next bold choice. Your family, your community, your city, everyone here in this room is here with you every step of the way. So congratulations on this incredible achievement, and go get 'em.
Thank you, Representative Duffy. I get the distinct pleasure of presenting the 2025 recipient of the Elaine Merritt Faculty Chair for Teaching Excellence. It is endowed by the late HCC Professor Emeritus Elaine Merritt, class of 1980, who recognizes a full-time member of the faculty for outstanding classroom teaching. Today, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Elizabeth Troba. Professor Troba is a professor of English and the 2025 recipient of the Elaine Merritt Faculty Chair for Teaching Excellence. So I'll share a little bit, just a little bit, because she has a long resume. Dr. Troba earned her bachelor's degree in English from Tufts University in 1986. She completed her graduate work at UMass Amherst, finishing her PhD in 1996. She moved with her family to Cincinnati in 1994 and taught at the Seven Hills School for 6 years. Upon her return to the Valley, she took an adjunct position at one of the best community colleges in the Commonwealth, HCC, in its English department, and was hired full-time in 2003. Since then, Elizabeth has taken every opportunity to challenge herself as well as her students, embracing interdisciplinary teaching practices that have made her a recognized expert in the subgenre of cli-fi. That was new to me too. That's climate fiction. She served on college-wide committees and has taken leadership roles in her department. She served as club advisor for many years, first for Green Key and most recently for Phi Theta Kappa. For more than 20 years, Elizabeth has brought a high level of dedication to her students, her colleagues, and to HCC at large. Please welcome Professor and Elaine Merritt Chair, Elizabeth Troba.
Thank you, Dr. Mathis, for that gracious introduction. You make me feel like the rock star that my dogs believe I am. Greetings all, and welcome to HCC's 2025 commencement. Congratulations to today's graduates and to all the people who helped you reach this moment. I am honored to address you all and to celebrate with the graduates, their guests, and my colleagues. Today is the 23rd HCC commencement ceremony I have attended. In all previous years, I sat with my colleagues over there, and I brought a pen with me so that I could put a check next to the name of every graduate who I had taught or advised, and then look for them during the beloved gauntlet at the end of the ceremony and cheer them on. I am always thrilled to see my former students reaching and celebrating this milestone. But since I cannot do my usual commencement routine today, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you have been my student or advisee, please raise your hand now and keep it up so I can see you and cheer for you when you walk across the stage. I see you. Thank you. So yes, there will be class participation in this speech. And yes, I did require myself to fill out a planning worksheet before writing this speech. As I always say to my composition students, the planning worksheet is flexible and adaptable and can serve you well beyond English class. You may also notice that my speech has a hook, a thesis statement, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The proverbial 5-paragraph special. Here's my thesis statement. HCC's core values of kindness, inclusion, and trust form the foundation of a healthy community, a healthy ecosystem, and a healthy society. Like a coral reef or a forest, both rich in biodiversity, HCC is an ecosystem that provides a learning environment where students can thrive. This ecosystem relies upon interdependence and collaboration. Thanks to the maintainers, the buildings and grounds offer welcoming spaces for teaching, learning, studying, exploring, and connecting. Thanks to administrators, the IT department, the development office, the registrar, office services, office staff, dining services, admissions, and financial aid, all working in concert, HCC manages and supports hundreds of courses and thousands of students each semester. The classroom instruction would not be as successful without student support services, offering mentoring, tutoring, adaptive technology, interpreting, advising, and coaching. With academic identity and interest clubs, fitness and wellness sessions, and a variety of campus activities, student engagement helps students find a home at the college. Here's another class participation opportunity. As I name a service or activity that has enriched your HCC experience, please raise your hand and keep it up. The Writing Center, the Math Center, the CAP Center, library services, reference librarians, the library databases, Student Senate, TRIO, Alana, El Centro, SAM, OSDDS, our radio station, WCCH, Bulb City, the Bartley Center, academic clubs, identity clubs, and interest clubs. Thank you. These raised hands prove my first point. A college is an ecosystem where a wide variety of people working together provide an environment that nurtures student success. We have reached my first body paragraph. HCC's core value of kindness provides the foundation for successful communities and societies. On the side of the Donahue Building, where I spend most of my time, there is a large banner announcing the value kindness. It includes a quote from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. My colleague, Professor Raul Gutierrez, helped me paraphrase her message. The antidote to fear, mistrust, and division is active, courageous love. AKA kindness. As my students know, I love word histories, and the history of the word kindness holds a relevant message for us today. It comes from Old English words meaning family, nature, and nation. When we extend kindness beyond our family, we build a community. When we extend kindness beyond our community, we build a commonwealth and then a nation. Kindness to family is the prototype, the model for extending kindness and empathy to all of our human family and our non-human family as well. Yes, dogs. And cats too, of course. Like an ecosystem, a community is built on interdependence. We rely upon each other and we rely upon our habitat, our environment. To thrive, we need the support of each other and we need to support each other. We also need to extend our care and kindness to the environment and our non-human kin. I am proud to work at a college where we extend kindness and respect to the non-human residents of the habitat we share with them. Each spring, we close one of the access roads for a few weeks to allow the local salamander population to safely make the yearly migration from their wintering site to the vernal pools across the road. Every day, I see kindness at HCC. That's one of the reasons I smile so much. Students step up by supplying a pen, sharing notes, holding open a door, validating each other's contributions to class discussion, and my favorite, saying, "You've got this," to the fellow student about to give an oral presentation or perform on stage. I am so lucky that I get to spend every workday with people who regularly and sincerely practice kindness. Body paragraph number 2. The core HCC value of inclusion strengthens and enriches the community. Like the word kindness, inclusion is about expanding, enlarging social, academic, and professional circles to build a community that includes more people, more voices, more ideas, and more variety. Everyone has a seat at the table. My father was a first-generation American, a first-generation speaker of English, and a first-generation college student. It was access to public education that enabled him to become an English professor at Bronx Community College. As a dear friend of mine said to me when I got a full-time job at HCC, "Elizabeth, you went into the family business." My father taught me the principles of good writing, the magic of literature, and the power of education. From my parents, both English professors at Bronx Community College, I inherited my lifelong, proud, firm, and unwavering commitment to inclusion and access. Inclusion means making sure that the good things in life are accessible to everyone, and education is one of life's good things. HCC welcomes students from near and far and from all over the world. In any HCC graduating class, there may be students from a dozen different countries. As we just found out earlier, thank you to Dr. Thank you. Though forces and systems often inhibit access, community colleges across the state and the nation work to expand access. All of us who work here at HCC are united by our shared commitment to expanding access to higher education. Among today's graduates is a student I know who is emblematic of the triumph of inclusion, access, and public resources. She is a first-generation college student, and she began her college journey with the guidance of TRIO, a nationwide, federally funded program that provides mentoring for underrepresented students. To get to campus, she traveled by public bus 2 hours each way. And even with 4 hours a day spent on a public bus, she consistently earned A's and made time to support others by working as a peer tutor in the Writing Center and through SAMP, the Student Ambassador Mentorship Program. This graduate, here today with friends and family, is like so many students at HCC. With optimism and tenacity, she has overcome challenges to pursuing higher education and has forged a path that she did not inherit, but has made her own. That's the promise and triumph of inclusion and access. Learning is the birthright of every living being, and access to education is the mark of a just society, the hallmark of democracy. Pursuing an education is a noble endeavor that we at HCC are honored to support and advance. As an English professor, I not only have the pleasure of teaching writing, I also get to read with my students. At a time when the value of teaching literature is increasingly questioned, I continue to believe that literature is a vital part of any education. Stories, whether fiction or history, written or oral, poetry or prose, enable us to connect with others, to learn from our predecessors and our contemporaries, to see life from a different perspective, to widen our range of understanding and compassion. Reading deepens our humanity, because literature is the history of the human heart. From reading stories, I've learned many lessons that I share with my students, enriching their hearts as well as their minds. Don't let other people define you. You get to define yourself. Without empathy, we lose what makes us human. Compassion is the cornerstone of civil society. Hope requires both courage and imagination, and is the first step in making the world a better place. Every challenge you overcome builds the confidence to take on the next challenge, and these accomplishments build true and lasting pride and fortitude. Healthy soil is the foundation of all life. Relationships are more important than things. Cherish the golden green brief moments in spring and in life. Earth's the right place for love, so make it work. I'm hoping some of my students recognize the works of literature I referenced. Now for my third body paragraph. And the third core HCC value, trust. I'm going to tell you a true story. Though this story includes an ambulance, it has a happy ending. And it says a lot about trust. 16 years ago, I was at work when I got one of those dreaded phone calls from my son's elementary school. He had fallen from the top of a slide on the school playground, and an ambulance was rushing him to Cooley Dickinson Hospital. I beat the ambulance to the hospital, and when the doors opened, I saw my 5-year-old on the gurney, his face bloody and frightened. The doctor stitched up his busted lip and sent us to radiology for a CAT scan, where I saw a familiar face. The radiology technician who greeted us had been a student of mine in English 102 a few years earlier. I knew my son was in the good hands of an HCC Rad Tech program graduate who also knew how to write a great essay and analyze a poem. The CT scan showed no head trauma, my son's face healed, and I got to experience firsthand how HCC irrigates this valley and beyond by sending graduates out into the world the way a tree sends out seeds. HCC graduates carrying with them the seeds of kindness, inclusion, and trust. Our students put their trust in us so that we can put our trust in them as they do their parts to build a kind, inclusive community, a community that provides all we need, from emergency care to entertainment and everything in between. Thank you, graduates, for trusting us, the HCC ecosystem, with your education. Here is the third and final opportunity for class participation in this speech. As I name a challenge or assignment that you tackled while at HCC, raise your hand and keep it up. You trusted this college as you studied, learned, explored, conducted research, wrote papers, solved math equations, created and performed art, and stretched yourselves, sometimes beyond what you thought you were capable of, all while juggling family and work responsibilities. I see a lot of hands. I witnessed a lot of that too. We are honored by your trust, inspired by your efforts, and enriched by your accomplishments. Like my former student, now a rad tech, you will take your HCC education and contributions to the world. You will enrich any community you choose to become a part of. The history of the word community includes the concept of public, held in common, shared by all or many. Again, kindness and inclusion shine through the word community, which means shared by all. I hope that the community you experienced at HCC will inspire you to carry the seeds of kindness, inclusion, and trust with you wherever you go. We thrive when we collaborate, when we help each other, when we extend ourselves and widen our circle of care and compassion. We thrive when we act with empathy, when we assume the best in others, when we communicate with honesty, when we give and cultivate trust. Thank you, graduates. I still have a conclusion paragraph. It's short. Only 6 sentences. No, it's shorter. Thank you, graduates, for sharing this leg of your academic journeys with us. Today, we celebrate your graduation from HCC. At the same time, we celebrate public higher education, where so many motivated, courageous, and optimistic people access the opportunities to pursue their dreams, to achieve, to contribute, to spread their wings, and to fly. As I say to my students at the end of class, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for all your contributions to class. Congratulations.
Thank you for that, Elizabeth. That was wonderful. I learned some English again. Now I have the pleasure of recognizing some very special people. The Distinguished Service Award recognizes individuals whose dedication and outstanding service to Holyoke Community College has enhanced the student experience. The Distinguished Service Award recognizes friends, donors, community members, retirees, and alumni who have enriched the college through their volunteer service and leadership, financial commitment, and/or participation in college activities or programs, and who embrace and celebrate Holyoke Community College values. That's a handful. Today, we recognize 4 outstanding individuals for their service to Holyoke Community College. First, Susan Campagna is the Education Director for the Hampden County Sheriff's Department and Chief Facilitator of the department's Culinary Arts Training Program at Holyoke Community College. Yes. Under Campagna's leadership, the department partners with HCC to offer culinary training programs for incarcerated individuals. To date, more than 17 cohorts have been offered to more than 175 participants. Suzanne is unable to be with us today, but we are delighted to recognize her service. Accepting the award on her behalf is Kermit Dunkelberg, HCC's Assistant Vice President of Adult Education and Workforce Development, and partner with Suzanne for the Culinary Training Program. Kermit, please come up. David Gadir, who is being awarded posthumously, was president and CEO of the MassHire Holyoke Center, a community advocate committed to equality and social justice, and a longtime partner to Holyoke Community College. He dedicated his work to helping Western Massachusetts residents who sought assistance in attaining education, training, and a career. In the fall of 2024, we worked with Gadir to design an agreement for enhanced collaboration between Holyoke Community College and MassHire Holyoke that will result in additional services to Holyoke businesses and local job seekers. This award is being accepted today by Kate Smith, Executive Director of MassHire Holyoke, on behalf of the Gadir family. Kate, please come to the podium. Gertrude Trudy Munson, class of 1997, is the president of Holyoke Community College Alumni Council and longtime volunteer and supporter of HCC. She has been a member of the Holyoke Alumni Council since 2005 and was elected its president in 2024. Trudy exemplifies the HCC mission of removing barriers to education through her journey as a non-traditional student and her continued service to the college. Holyoke Community College is a family affair for Trudy. Her daughters, Kim, class of 2001, and Sarah, class of 2003, and her sister, Dawn Evans Martin, class of 1976, are alums. Her father, Robert E. Evans Jr., was a member of the class of 1950 and received the same Distinguished Service Award in 2001. Trudy, we thank you for your continued service. Please join me at the podium. Gary Rome is President and CEO of Gary Rome Auto Group. In 2023, Gary was named Time Dealer of the Year, one of the automotive industry's most prestigious honors, in recognition of his excellent business, ethical leadership, and community engagement. He has served on ACC Foundation Board of Directors for the past 9 years. He plays an instrumental role in the Together ACC Drive to Change Lives fundraising campaign, and also helps secure donations for the ACC Thrive Center, supporting students' most basic needs so they can focus on their academic success. Through his philanthropic leadership, he has made a meaningful and lasting impact on the college and its students. Gary, we thank you for your continued service in support of our students. Please join me at the podium. We are grateful for the service and leadership of these 4 individuals. They have offered their unique talents and experiences to help shape the unique talent and experiences of our students. Please, again, join me in giving them a round of applause. At this time, I'll invite Dr. Mathis to the podium.
Okay, I promise, we're getting there. We're just setting the stage, getting you excited, building the anticipation. I am pleased to welcome to the stage the student orator for our ceremony. Isa Rose Sophia Ramos majored in Human Services and is a dedicated advocate for healing, education, and creative expression. A trio and Thrive student, tour guide, and NSLS inductee, Isa Rose will begin coursework at Westfield State University, continuing their path toward a doctorate in psychospiritual therapy through a healing arts platform they founded, Sprout from Darkness. Please join me in welcoming Isa to the stage.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here today with faculty and staff, families, friends, and fellow graduates. My name is Isa Rose Ramos, and I stand before you not just as a graduate, but as a garden that survived the storm. This moment, it's not just a ceremony, it's a resurrection, a remembering, a return to soil that saw me through seasons of doubt and still chose to bloom. When I first enrolled at HCC, I was still searching for my place, not only in higher education, but in myself. As someone navigating neurodivergence and grief while carrying invisible weights, I often questioned if I truly belonged here. But this campus, this community, showed me that I did. Though most of my journey was online, the impact was anything but distant. In one in-person semester, I served as a tour guide and admissions assistant, giving prospective students a glimpse of the hope that I had found. I completed my Human Services internship practicum and earned my Human Services certificate, a milestone that felt like a quiet miracle Through the TRIO and Thrive programs, I received not just academic support, but connection, encouragement, and care. And through my induction into the National Society of Leadership and Success, I realized I wasn't just surviving. I was leading myself into a new life. HCC didn't just give me the tools, it gave me mirrors. It showed me who I could become and believed it before I did. To the faculty and staff who saw our potential when we felt invisible, thank you. To the support staff who encouraged our journey and supported us along the way, thank you. To the friends and family who stood by us while we wrestled late nights, lost confidence, and rising expenses, thank you. To every student sitting here who thought they would never make it, look at you now. You are not just graduates, you are gardens. You are the bloom of becoming. We didn't rise because everything was easy. We rose because we kept showing up. Because we dared to dig deeper, because we remembered that even in the dark, we were still growing. So I leave you today, not with just a speech, but with a seed of knowing that wherever we are planted next, the soil we've grown from here at HCC will carry us. May we bloom loudly, may we root deeply, and may we always remember, from soil to stage, you are the bloom of becoming. I am not just a graduate. I am a garden that survived the storm. And so are you. Thank you.
Now it's time to give out some awards. Elizabeth?